What's up, everyone? I'm here today with a video that is a bit of a mashup of things that I've done in the past on this channel, both from an OCD perspective and an unboxing perspective. And the topic today is helmets, specifically Snell SA approved helmets for driving a car on a racetrack. And now that I'm doing track days in the McLaren, this has presented me with a little bit of a conundrum because I already have a lot of very nice high-end helmets. And as you can see here, 3 of my favorites are actually AGV, either Pista or Corsa Rossi Special Edition helmets. And when you have helmets that are this nice and used in motorcycle racing at a MotoGP level, it feels kind of silly to be forced to go out and buy something that is Snell SA approved when they have Snell helmets as cheap as $200. And so this gets into my OCD-ness, which is, if I already have a high-end helmet, I don't want to be using a $200 helmet for a track day. I want to be using something that's comparable to the helmets I already have. And for me, this isn't just a price thing, because I've been using helmets since I was 11 years old when I first started off-road motorcycling. And there is a very real difference between a helmet that costs $150 and a helmet that costs $600. Or over time since then, we now have helmets that cost $1,700. The weight is a very big thing, the comfort. There are brands where the shape of the head comes into play. For example, I just don't do well with showy helmets. They're beautiful, but the head shape just doesn't fit mine at all. Suomi works really well with me. I don't own any Arais, but Arai works pretty well, and AGV generally fits great. The helmets look great. They match my style with the crazy designs. And so I set out to get a nice Snell approved helmet, but I also love a great deal. And I didn't want to spend $2,000 on one, but I wanted $2,000 quality. That's where some tricks come in. So I found a helmet on eBay. It is in this box right here. And from previous ventures, such as sourcing this helmet, which is a special edition Misano, I think 2017? I'm not sure actually, but it's the Hands helmet. And when I realized I wanted this helmet, there weren't any more available. It is a limited run of 3,000, and that's where my wife actually helped me figure this out. So there are different shell sizes, and then there are different helmet sizes. And typically, there are only a handful of shells to all of the different sizes available. I don't remember how many there are with AGV, but it might just be 2. It might be a small and a large. And so I am correct size a extra large 61 to 62 in AGV, but in this case, I found a helmet that was a extra large 63 to 64, and I changed out all of the internal padding so that I basically have an extra large 61 to 62 helmet in the end. And so, knowing that I could do that, I intentionally bought a helmet that is size 63 on eBay for about half the price of what the helmet should actually go for, and it is non-returnable. So this is the unboxing bit. I'm gonna open this and I'm gonna figure out if I scored a great deal or struck out really bad and now have to unload this helmet. Let's get into it. First things first, really great sign. This guy packaged the crap out of this thing. It is a used helmet, but advertised to be in excellent condition. And this guy used legitimate duct tape to package this, not just packing tape. And there's so many layers, I actually don't even know what all is going on here. There's so much stuff to cut through. There's multiple boxes in play. Let's see if I can figure this out. All right, we're in. It's good. And, wow, well, first of all, interesting packing job. The guy just put it straight in the box with nothing around it. But as you can see, it's a Stilo helmet. It's got the Stilo soft case on it. Hopefully it didn't pick up too many abrasive scratches in shipment. Let's have a look. So this is an ST5 Carbon helmet, and it retails for about $2,000 in a Snell SA 2020 approved configuration. This is a Snell SA 2015 approved helmet, so it's going to have 5 years less life that I can get out of it before it'll no longer be allowed at track days. But even this helmet, new, old stock, is anywhere between $1,700 and $1,900, and I got it for $850. So about half price for a helmet that, near as I can tell upon first inspection, actually does appear to be in very, very nice condition. I'm not seeing any real notable issues. It looks very clean. Comes with some Adidas gloves, which I don't really need or care for. A couple of ear pucks. I'm actually not sure how this helmet works or is configured. And I'm wondering if I'm missing an ear puck. Oh, it's in the bag. All right. Now, the moment of truth. Will this helmet actually fit? Again, it's a 63, so if anything, it will hopefully be larger, but I've actually heard these helmets can run small, and so I'm crossing my fingers that maybe it just fits right out of the gate. Let's give it a shot. And the verdict is, it's actually not bad. I actually think I could get away with it. I don't know that I would necessarily run it. It's not loose. It's not as snug as I would run it if I were riding a motorcycle. And given the importance of having head protection that stays on in the event of an accident on a motorcycle, I would probably change out the internal padding on this before I ever used it. But I think for purposes of a track day, it's definitely a little loose, but I don't think it's going anywhere. I think I could get away with it, but I still think I'll try to source some tighter padding, certainly at least around the cheek area. The head doesn't feel too bad. Overall, I think I got a smashing deal. Fingers crossed it worked out. And that's the kind of thing that makes adventures like this more interesting and more fun than if you just go to a store and spend a lot of money. All right, some closing thoughts here in no particular order. When it comes to the Snell SA certification, there are elements to it that are important that I am sort of taking for granted with this video. Motorcycle helmets are designed for a single impact, whereas the Snell SA approved helmets are designed for potentially multiple impacts. The idea being, on a motorcycle, you may have a very large hit to your head on a collision, but in a car, your head may actually bounce around multiple times inside the cabin. The other thing is the liner material for Snell SA approved helmets is supposed to be flame retardant because cars can catch on fire, which is not a real threat on a motorcycle. Now, practically speaking, I'm not too concerned with either of those issues. Certainly with respect to impact, the carbon fiber outer shell on these AGV motorcycle helmets, I'm fairly certain are more than capable of standing up to multiple impacts, and certainly impacts better than a $200 Snell SA approved equivalent. One thing I didn't touch on earlier in the video is the reason I wanted the Stilo carbon fiber shell helmet, aside from the fact that it just looks cool, which it does, is that carbon fiber offers superior protection to a composite shell equivalent. Now, there are caveats to that because there are some carbon fiber shell SA approved helmets that actually probably are not that strong, and it has to do with the quality of the craftsmanship with the carbon fiber construction. I did weigh all of these helmets using my trusty scale here that weighs to the ounce, and interesting enough, the 3 AGVs are generally 3 pounds 6 ounces, with one of them coming in at 3 pounds 10 ounces. The Stilo comes in at 3 pounds 2 ounces, which is actually exactly as advertised. The composite version of the Stilo supposedly comes in at 3 pounds 6 ounces, which means it's on the order weight-wise of these other helmets. That's actually very, very light, and it is retail about half price of the carbon version at roughly $1,000 as opposed to $2,000, except I got the best of both worlds in this carbon helmet here that only cost me $850. I think that about does it. If you would like to see more videos comparing and contrasting some of the differences in actual features between this helmet and the other helmets that I've got, feel free to drop a comment and let me know. At risk of making this singular video too long, I am going to call it here. Thanks for watching, I really appreciate it, and I will see you at the next one.